Hello again from Bainbridge Island. Today is, incredibly, day 7. It feels like it's been 5 minutes since I started the fast, and the idea of 30 plus more days seems like an eternity. So if I could learn to look at the next 30 some days with the same perception of time that I see the last 7 days, oh, this would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? I'll see if I can figure that one out. Sleep is interesting. Up till now, I've been sleeping all night, not necessarily well. A couple of nights was really bad, but last night was unique. I went to bed around 10:30, 10:40. I stayed up watching YouTube videos from a guy that runs True North Medical. Awesome resource for water fasting and even inpatient water fasting. He's a big guy about don't do this at home, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I didn't sleep. It took me like an hour to get to sleep. I remember about midnight or so was the last time I looked at my watch, and I woke up again at 2. And then I remember going to sleep again around 3 and probably around 5. So I was in bed for 7 to 8 hours. My tracker, and definitely my recollection of it, was more like I slept around 5. And then I looked at my sleep tracker, and it showed that I had 3 solid hours of deep REM level sleep, a little more of that of quality sleep, and about 5 overall. But what blew me away was I woke up and I felt refreshed. I felt ready to go. And it was so completely disconnected from what I was expecting that I just figured something was wrong. And I got up thinking, well, let's just see what's going on. And I got 5 hours sleep last night, and I feel great. So that's something definitely to take into account going forward. I'm making plans as to how to start my day substantially earlier than usual and get that routine updated. So I think that's good news. Something that I think I should drop before I forget to put it in there. This is my second long-term fast. The last one was 17 days. Looking back on it from what I've learned in the last 7 days, I sabotaged that fast. I simply was too busy, too engaged. I worked too hard, and my body could not take the effort. And I think that is why hunger returned, and I just felt like I couldn't do it anymore. Either way, on day 17, even though I wanted and could have done more, given the fact that I've transitioned around day 6 for me on this fast, means I was really close the last time to crossing that line to having a body that's adapted to fasting. The fact that I did go 17 days and that the second time it took me 6 to 7 days to start the transition, everything I've ever read says that the longer it takes your body to adapt to a fast, the more you need the fast. There's lots of examples of people with neural brain injury and those kind of things that take the most time to heal. They don't cross the line sometimes ever. It takes a long time for the body to adapt when it's working so hard on a really deep injury or problem. I wish I could tell you what it was, but I've got some, obviously, hopefully had, past tense, something that needed some serious intervention. Another thing is I started the day off great, and I realized that our microwave was broken, and we have 7 kids, and my wife cooks everything from scratch. I do too, usually, not so much lately. I love to cook. That means leftovers. That means microwaves are a big deal in our house. So bought a microwave, drove for about an hour total. Took the microwave down, took it to the dump, and by the time I had the new microwave out of the box, I felt really, really exhausted, like uncomfortable exhausted. The only time I ever feel this kind of exhausted is during a fast where I've gone past my limit. So I just crashed in a recliner for a while and just let myself balance. Then I got up, installed the microwave. I installed it wrong, but it's in place and it works. So dang it, it's gonna work for tonight, and then I'll go at it tomorrow and reinstall it correctly. But the point is, whoa, that took it out of me. The last time I remember feeling this exhausted was during the last fast, which was actually kind of often. So the moral of the story is, if you are taking a long time to transition, By transition, I mean going through the difficult part of the fast into where your body is fully adapted and it actually becomes okay. Some people say they feel better than before. I'm looking for that. Don't worry, that's a good thing. I think there's an emotional element to it too. They could hold it back. I definitely dealt with that. But overall, if your body is struggling and working like crazy and your immune response is making you uncomfortable, there's a reason for it. It's healing something, and your body will not give up until it's successful in healing whatever it's dealing with. So pay attention to the basic stuff, your electrolytes, your water, not overdoing it, and any signs that just seem wrong. But as long as it just feels like your body's working really hard, you're good to go. Stick with it. Persist. It's worth it. It's telling you you've got issues that maybe you are not aware of. Hey, I forgot to add that yes, after today's activities, I felt trashed, but what's important is that I'm filming this less than 2 hours later and I feel 90% of the way recharged. So that's cool. Hey, let's end with the most important aspect, which is sustainability. What's the point in going through all this wonderful and valuable and really hard work if we're not going to maintain the benefits we have reaped from it? So on that note, what I'm talking about has to do with the principle of beginning with the end in mind. I'm looking at the day that I break the fast, whatever that is. That's a genuine and natural return of hunger that marks that, no other reason. And the principle, what I'm looking forward to doing, is twofold. On the physical side, it has to do with what exactly do I eat that will support my body in the most healthy and productive way. I'm going past day 17 this time. Honestly, when I broke the fast last time, I had a couple of eggs and just took it easy for a couple of days, and I had no problems at all. I'm going longer this time, so I want to be a little more careful, although from my experience, my body it's probably going to be just fine, especially since I'm already supplementing. There's a video on the subject that I'm going to link to, made by the same guy that did the last video I linked to. Awesome, science-based, intelligent data, and it lines up with everything I've experienced in actuality. So I'll link to that below. The other half, and for the really, really critical part, is the emotional part of when I break. Because I did not do this well last time. I really kind of blew it, honestly. And I think that's because I did not begin with the end in mind. I started preparing for the end of the fast, the day of the end of the fast, too late. My problem at the beginning was I have a bad relationship with food. Very common. It has to do with the pleasure trap of highly palatable, modern processed foods that just screw up our relationship with food so thoroughly. And I'm a classic example of that. I eat for simply reasons that have nothing to do with food. I have resolved a large portion of that, and I'm a lot healthier and happier for it. Probably saved my life, honestly. But I'm not there all the way. And this is a particularly dangerous period when I break a fast, because all of my emotional conditioning says, yay, I can eat again. Where's the ice cream? That kind of thing. Oops, I found the donut section at the at the grocery store and cleaned them out. I don't want to do that again. I didn't exactly do that before, but I didn't handle it right. What I want to get to is the point where when I start eating, that I know what my body wants. And then I eat it. And then I'm thrilled, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I don't want any more. I don't want to eat because I'm stressed or for any other reason, or just because it tastes good, whatever. I want to know my body well enough, and I definitely know I can do it, I've felt it, to know what needs to be eaten, nutrition-wise, quantity-wise, all of that. And when I'm done, my body says it, and I just do it. I can't, so many times I've been eating, especially even after this last fast, and my body said, no, you're done. And I said, yeah, but I still got food on my plate, and it tastes good, and I ate it. And after a few weeks of that, my body stopped telling me I was done. And I regained a large portion of what I lost. I've never done that before. And I lost a couple 100 pounds. And I did regain about 20 at one point. But overall, for years, I've kept it off. It was after this fast that I failed in that. Not again. This time I'm doing it right. And this is for me, like the final exam. This is it. I'm building right now for the next few weeks, a good, healthy, positive relationship with food. So if I break the fast tomorrow or in a month, whatever it is, I do it right. And I set myself up for success and retain the benefits I've gained. I'm 7 days in and I've lost 14 pounds on the scale. And I get to keep the majority of that. Why lose it all? If I do mess up and I do fail and do gain some weight back and I don't do it just right, that's not a total loss. I still get massive benefits from the fast and I will figure it out. But I feel like this is the best opportunity to do so. So those are my thoughts. Do it right and make it last. And hey, why not? Why would you go through the effort and not cash in that check, you know? So I'm feeling good. Emotionally, physically, I'm transitioning to that stable, happy, feel better than before. Hey, I want to run a marathon phase. Not that quite much, but I'm getting there. And appreciate your being with me for this and wish you the best of luck.